Crazy, crazy. Na, 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 keep on hoping you'll be kicked by the ocean. I thought I didn't even know we would ever get to do this again. The AOA podcast is back after a long vacation break. It is nice to be back. Look at the celebration going on in the live chat right now. So good to see all you beautiful people. Oh my God, I missed all of you. And we're back on a day which is, I think, one of the more monumental days that we've seen in quite some time. If you missed the news today, we're going to catch you all up. As you can see, there is literally one topic on this episode, and that is the Epstein victims. These group of brave women stepped up today and did something so extraordinary that I don't want to speak too soon, but I believe that we might be talking about today for years to come. So if you missed any of it, of course, we've got it all right here for you. My friends, AOA podcast is back. And this is an episode. Cake by the ocean. We're gonna, as the young kids say on YouTube, dive right in. But believe me, recapping my vacation, I fell ill. Frankie C was supposed to be here. He is now ill. There's a lot to share with you, and share with you we will. If we don't get to it this episode, I believe we'll do it on Friday. We'll have some fun together. You'll hear all about my vacation. I'll show you some pictures. It'll be a blast. So we've got that. Of course, for my Meghan Markle fans out there, season 2 has come. It's all great news for me. So I have plenty to discuss when it comes to Meghan Markle as well. But what we saw today on Capitol Hill was nothing short of absolutely extraordinary. And I got to watch it all unfold in front of me. And I was talking to an old radio buddy today. We hadn't connected in a while, but I was talking to two old radio buddies, weirdly. But I was talking to an old radio buddy, and he's like, I think this is going to be really big. All the networks, all the TV networks are like cutting in to cover it. And they did. And, you know, I was watching some of the clips, which I'm going to share with you guys right now, what exactly happened. And I started to just think to myself, I'm like, wow, this is one of those. I mean, it could be. Again, I don't want to oversell it, but it's one of those things where it's like you look at it and you go, this could be one of those moments. You know, you look at what ordinarily would be regular happenings, but are extraordinary because of the circumstances. Let me give you a for instance, right? Rosa Parks. I'm not going to the back, right? That whole deal. Where you sit on it seems like an ordinary thing, but it's extraordinary. We still study Rosa Parks to this day. It's extraordinary because of the context and what was going on and how she was defying that, how she was fighting for civil rights. She was going against the tide. All we have seen so far with this Epstein stuff is him and all of his friends being given every pass that they could get while the victims just continue to get victimized and they continue to just not see justice. Now, granted, they've been compensated with all of the money that he accumulated, but it's just not satisfying enough, right? The justice that you expect, it's just not enough. Ghislaine put in prison, the victim fund set up and given out, dispersed to all the victims. It's not enough. There's more meat on that bone, and everybody knows it. And what happened today was a beautiful and amazing thing. Let me give you the background. Ro Khanna, Democrat, Thomas Massie, Republican. These two guys came together. By the way, Ro Khanna used to do things with what's his name? The Florida, the creepy guy who was almost attorney general. Forgive me, I've been on vacation drinking lots of cocktails, getting lots of sun. But Ro Khanna loves to go across the aisle. Anyway, I forget Gates. He used to partner with Matt Gates a lot. Gates is out. Thomas Massie's in. They come together and they organize what will be a press conference on Capitol Hill. And I'm going to play you plenty of clips because I want you guys to all see this firsthand, right? This is pretty funny from Paul. We are all Epstein victims. It feels like it at this point, doesn't it? Well, you know what's funny about that comment is the same people that fucked over these victims are the same people that continue to screw us over on a daily basis, right? Oh, look at this. We got a Cuddles appearance too. Oh my gosh. Is this the real Cuddles? I don't even know. Christella says, Aunt, you look great. Hope Frankie is okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think Frank's dead. I'm not 100% sure. He texted me that he wasn't feeling well. That was about 3 hours ago. I'm assuming at this point he's dead, but I will check on him. It could be just a minor cold. I think it was something more serious. When he said to me earlier, I've just scratchy throat, headache, I said to him, I'm pretty sure you have cancer and you're not going to make it to the morning. But we'll see. I'll follow up. I promise you this. I will follow up. Anyway, going back to what Paul said, the same people that screwed over the Epstein victims are the same people that are screwing us over on taxes and, you know, everything else. So that's why this means so much to everybody, you know. Ro Khanna, Thomas Massie, they organized this press conference for the Epstein victims to come up on Capitol Hill and address Congress. Thomas Massie introduced legislation today with the support of, I believe, 212 Democrats and yet only 4 Republicans. So 212 Democrats are all on board with this Republicans legislature bill, and 4 Republicans. That's Thomas Massie. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I never thought these words would be coming out of my mouth, but Marjorie Taylor Greene is the voice of reason all of a sudden. I don't know what happened. I went away on vacation, and then all of a sudden, Marjorie Taylor Greene is our leading moral authority in the country because she's out there standing up for these people. Ro Khanna, as I said, Thomas Massie, Nicole Mace, there's a couple others, and all the Democrats are together. And essentially, the Democrats are together because why? Because Trump is against this. So if they could line up against, it doesn't matter what he's doing. If the Democrats can line up against him, then great. You know, like I see, he jokes he could cure cancer, and the Democrats would be against it. I believe that. In this particular instance, though, the Democrats are on the right side of things, and Donald Trump is not. And by the way, I'm going to play a clip from him as well, too, because he is still misplaying this. And I do also have a clip of Marjorie Taylor Greene reacting to the president, which is also very interesting. But essentially, the Republicans are literally 2 votes away from being able to pass this legislation. So my hope is that what Congress saw today will be powerful enough to sway 2 more Republicans into the favor of getting this done. And what the victims did today essentially was they got up on Capitol Hill and they said, if you guys aren't going to release the Epstein files, then we will. Like, hey, no problem. You don't want to put this information out. You want to continue to protect these people. You don't want to release all the documents. No bigs. We'll do it. No problem. As somebody who has endlessly discussed this ad nauseum, never in my life did I see or predict this move. I don't know how I didn't see this coming. We're all sitting there. We're waiting on Congress to act. We're all sitting there. We're waiting on the current administration to act. We're all sitting there. We're waiting on the Department of Justice, the FBI, to act, to do something. And myself included, it never dawned on anybody for the victims to just be like, hold my beer. Well, I'll do it. We'll do it. I'm blown away by this. Let's take a look here. Take a look at this. This is one of the victims. This is the moment that she says, we'll put our own little list together.
And let me announce now, several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names. We know the names. Many of us were abused by them. Now, together as survivors, we will confidentially compile the names we all know were regularly in the Epstein world. And it will be done by survivors and for survivors. No one else is involved. Stay tuned for more details on that. Because history is watching, and so are the women who will come after us. Thank you.
It's so obvious and right in front of them. I don't know who came up with the idea, but what a brilliant maneuver. Again, when you look at all of those moments, you tend to go kind of towards civil rights a lot, right? Because it's like just the oppression and everything that happened there. And you just have those key moments. The walk across the bridge, Rosa Parks, right? I mean, you just... Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr., like you just have these key moments where ordinary people doing extraordinary things, people thinking outside the box, people all of a sudden just going, you know what, I know this is the way it is, but no more. To watch them do this afternoon, I couldn't help but think this is an extraordinary moment. Like, if we do get this information, this is the only way it's going to happen. It's because these people who were brutally wronged stand up for themselves and say, oh yeah, watch this. You know, for all this bad excuse of, well, we can't release the files because he'll win. We're not going to put the victims out there because that's wrong. We're not going to put innocent people out there who had nothing to do with the bad things that he did because that's wrong. For all of that talk, they were just like, oh, really? We'll do it. No problem. You don't have to protect us. You don't have to protect our identities. You don't have to protect our faces. We're here. We'll compile our own list and we'll put it out. Thank you very much. Like, what an unbelievable moment. They stood on Capitol Hill. All the victims. By the way, the young man behind the young lady right there is Virginia Giuffre's brother. He showed up today in support of all of them because she couldn't be there, obviously. I watch this and I go, I don't know. This might be one of those moments where you're like, how are you going to beat the machine? How are you going to beat the power? How are you going to beat the politicians? And I don't know. I feel like we're watching it. I feel like we're watching it happen in front of our eyes right now. Congress is 2 votes away. They're 2 votes away. You have the impending threat that these young ladies are going to put out all this information anyway. I have to, for the first time in a long time, I have to think positively that we are actually going to see some names come out here. We're actually going to see some more people fall for this. Because a lot more people should fall for this, you know, a lot more people should fall for this. Let's go through one at a time because, again, there was a lot that there's some clips I want to share with you. The next one is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I cannot believe I'm sitting here talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene being the moral. I just can't believe it.
I'm not afraid to name names. And so if they want to give me a list, I will walk in that Capitol on the House floor and I'll say every damn name that abused these women. I can do that for them. And I'd be proud to do it. Now, another thing, this is not about politics. And this is a boiling point in American history where the American people, just like Ro just said, there's become 2 Americas. There's the America for the rich and the powerful and the elite, where they never face any struggles or problems and never experience what real America goes through. And then there's forgotten America that faces all the problems and deals with all the issues and never gets justice for being sexually assaulted and raped by a monster. It shouldn't exist anymore, and people are sick of it. So let's recognize the fact that the administration before and the one before it and the one before it and the one before it and before it never did anything about this. So this isn't one political party or the other. It's a culmination of everyone work together to silence these women and protect Jeffrey Epstein and his cabal. And this is not just rich, powerful people. Think his drivers, his maids, his chefs, all the people, people that worked in his home, security guards. I heard one story from a young woman that was being raped by Jeffrey Epstein when he was out on work release while he was serving time in prison and had an ankle monitor on his leg. Guess what? There was a police officer outside that door. So this list of names is quite a list of names, and it doesn't extend just in the rich, powerful circles. It extends down to the very bottom where people were paid. And again, I will say this, there's victims suffering today in similar circumstances, and they're terrified to name the names of the people that are currently abusing them. And so with these brave, courageous women fighting this fight, this is a fight for women and children and any person that is facing sexual abuse and rape and captivity and human trafficking right now. And so here's what I ask you in the press. Don't go for salacious headlines. Go for the truth and defend these women and help those of us in Congress that are crossing our political party lines for doing the right thing and trying to do it together.
Oh, nice. Would it be nice if they did that more often? If they crossed party lines and just did things because they were good? Even if you don't care about the whole Epstein thing, I mean, you've got to be thirsty and hungering for that, right? I mean, isn't everybody? Can I be the only one that's hates where we are in the world politically and just hopes that our leadership realizes, screw it, we'll just work with the other side, we'll get it done faster? On both sides, you know. I mean, just isn't that so wonderfully refreshing? Aren't you also shocked that it's coming from Marjorie Taylor Greene? I don't get it. I don't. Somebody, Miss Justice said, where was she before? It's a valid point. Listen, it's a good critique. I think she was off worried about something stupid that doesn't matter. I also think that she's taking a moment to grab the spotlight here, but I also don't want to downplay what she's doing. She is stepping across party lines to do something that is very important. So although she is certainly worthy of criticism, beggars can't be choosers in this case. She's one of 4 people on the right that's actually stepping up to do something right. And I know it's going to get her a lot of attention, but I also think it's possible that she can catch a lot of shit for this. A lot of shit. Because, by the way, Thomas Massie they asked the Trump administration about this and about the bill that Massie put forward. And the response from the administration was that this would be viewed as a not a chaotic act. I forget the word that they used, that it would be hostile, that this would be viewed as a hostile act from anybody, you know, putting this bill forward. The Trump administration would view this as a hostile act. Why? Why should the strive for truth be viewed as a hostile act? Because they're just not all falling in line. Again, I've said this before. This is the worst the Trump administration has looked. If you love the Trump administration, this is the worst he's ever looked. If you hate what the current president is doing, and you think he's done a lot of bad things, out of all of those bad things, this is still the worst he has looked. Like, he has never been so disconnected from not only the people, but his people in where he stands on this issue. And it didn't stop today. Like, they were in the Oval. He was doing, he had a little press spray, a media spray. They were in there with him while this was happening outside on Capitol Hill. And a reporter asked him about it. So let me bring you that clip right here. Again, we're getting all these clips from X. Appreciate everybody who's been tweeting out these. This is Canada Hates Trump at Anti-Trump Canada. Thanks so much for the clip. Appreciate you all, as always. Take a listen to this. Here's the reporter. You can kind of hear the reporter in the background asking about this.
Speaking at a press conference on Capitol Hill, they're calling for these case files, these documents to be released. And Thomas Massie, who was sponsoring a discharge position to get the House to vote on releasing those documents, says he doesn't believe you're implicated in these files, but many of your friends and donors may be. And he says that's why the Justice Department is redacting them and slow walking.
So the question is, are you protecting your friends and your donors? Because what's come out of this also is that he's not involved. Trump's not involved with any of these women. Any of these women who have come across today, and I'll play you another clip regarding this in more detail. But essentially, he's being exonerated in all of this Epstein stuff. I mean, aside from the fact that he won't put out all the information. His direct involvement, even though he was friends with Epstein for a long time, he's being exonerated. Nobody, not that I'm saying he's never done anything, wrong, because I know people are going to jump all over me in the comments. As far as the women who have come forward to say that they're going to expose the truth behind all of this, none of them right now seem to be willing to say that Trump had anything to do with it. So the question from the reporter is, you must be trying to just protect your friends or your donors, because they're saying that you weren't involved. So why wouldn't you want to, it's a wonderful way to phrase the question too, when you think about it, because the reporter is basically saying you're in the clear here. So why you must be protecting, your friends or people that are giving you money that you rely upon. And that was the way that the reporter staged the question to him. And here's the president's response.
Is the Justice Department protecting any friends or donors, sir?
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends. It reminds me a little of the Kennedy situation. We gave him everything over and over again, more and more and more, and nobody's ever satisfied. From what I understand, I could check, but from what I understand, thousands of pages of documents have been given, but it's really a Democrat hoax because they're trying to get people to talk about something that's totally irrelevant to the success that we've had as a nation since I've been president. Even if you look at D.C. right now, D.C.
Okay, so and then he just trails on, but he won't get off of this thing that it's a Democratic hoax. And he looks worse because it's a Republican who presented the bill. You've got 4 Republicans defying the political aisle to go out there and make this happen. Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has been one of his biggest supporters, stepping out of line with him to say that this is something that needs to be done. Now, another part of this, while we were away on vacation, the DOJ released 33,000 documents on the Epstein case. They did it. Now, if I'm going to release 33,000 files to you, I'm going to put it if I'm going to put it online, right? I'm going to put it in a document. I'm going to put it in a PDF. I'm going to put it in a file. I'm going to make the file downloadable, which we've done before on our website and on our YouTube and everything, so that everybody can go and get it. It's 33,000 pages. Instead of it being one file, the DOJ released 33,000 different files. I haven't gone through all of it, but I looked at a bunch of it, and there are entire pages that are entirely redacted. When I tell you from start to finish, there's not a word on the page because it's all black lines. So it's a nice headline, and it's a fun thing to say, hey, everybody, we just released 33,000 Epstein files. But when I tell you nothing new has been learned from this information whatsoever, don't play technicality games with me. And again, for them to, because listen, what happens? These things come out, news organizations, podcasts, all right. We all comb through it. Nowadays, it's so easy to just rip it through AI and be like, hey, comb through this, find the fine points for me. And that's what people do. Like, how can we get this information as quick as possible? But when you put it out in 33,000 separate files, you're slowing down that's not the way to do it. Hey, DOJ, take an extra 2 days. Put all those things together. Throw it together for everybody. I have an Adobe subscription. We use Photoshop. We use Premiere, right? We use all the Adobe things. There's a little thing called Adobe Acrobat. It's free on all computers. You could put a bunch of files together. 10, 20, 30, 33,000. And you could just select them all. You don't even have to select them all. You can just click select all and combine. It would take an intern roughly, rough guess, 4 to 6 minutes to combine all 33,000 files into one. That's the way these things should be released. Not, here's 33,000 different files to sit there and download. That's not cooperating. Oh, there's pages upon pages just entirely redacted. The fuck am I going to do with that? But they're doing it so they can turn around and say, well, we just released 33,000. And that's exactly what he does. That's the first play in his playbook this afternoon of, oh, it's like Kennedy. We can give them everything and they're never going to be happy. No, that latest release was dog shit. And it wasn't good for anybody. And I can't wait to see what his response is when he hears that the victims are going to get together and they're going to put out their own information. Because how are you going to stop that? If I was those victims, you got to do that tomorrow. I mean, I understand the allure of and the dramatics behind being like, stay tuned, but that's got to come soon, because who knows what the hell can happen. Get that out as soon as you possibly can. I hope they're in a secure place right now, just jotting stuff down, because you got to put that out immediately. You can't sit on that stuff. You cannot wait on it. So again, Trump continues to just fail at this. This is not, again, it's not right or left, or this is right or wrong. Like, he's mishandling this. Pre-election, he was going to give us everything. The most transparent administration we had ever seen. Bongino and Patel on every single podcast were out there going, they got to release these files. Now they're all in the position of power, and suddenly you got everything already. You don't need to see more. It's a hoax. He killed himself. There is no other explanation. Like, it's all dog shit. It's all bullshit. It's all complete and total bullshit. Here's one of the victims who was speaking on Capitol Hill, and she was asked about Donald Trump specifically. And it's really interesting. Thanks, Call to Activism on Twitter. It's really, really interesting how she answers this particular question.
Come along and speak up so that we can be more of a stronger voice and louder.
And so what is your message to President Trump on this?
So the reporter asked, what's your message to Donald Trump?
Listen, I don't want to send a direct message to him. I'm already scared enough. Yeah, just pass the vote. Listen to us. This is not a hoax. Like, it's not going to go away. And like I said on my speech earlier, we're not going to be silenced anymore. We will be speaking, moving forward, wherever we need to be. We will be, and we need to pass this.
Go ahead.
Come along and speak up so that we can.
So, I mean, she said, listen, she says she doesn't want to address him directly. She says she's scared enough as it is. I mean, if you look at what the current president, this current president has a reputation. Anybody who speaks up against them, he obliterates them in the media, on Truth Social, wherever he can. He is relentless. These are victims. These are poor women that were taken advantage of. It's understandable if they're like, I don't want to necessarily take on that person. But she says very vehemently, this is not a hoax. Just put all this information out there. Because as much, the truth of the matter is as much as these girls are going to put new information out there, as much as they're going to name some names, they're not going to get everybody. And again, who do we all really want? We want the string pullers. We want the power brokers. I want whoever the person was that sat Donald Trump, Mr. Fight for Everything, the president of the United States, the most powerful person on the planet. I want whoever sat him down and got him to change his mind on this. That's who I want. That's the dangerous person. You know, it's going to be great to hear this so-and-so, this person, that person, they did this, they did that. It's going to be great for them who have been hiding for all these years and being protected to be brought to justice. I'm looking forward to that. I think it's going to be fantastic. But who is that power broker / brokers who got Bongino, Patel, and Trump to do a 180? That's who I need to know. That's who I want to know. That's who I want to know. That's the thing that you hope can be found by releasing every last bit of information. Because it's not like we're going to find that person's name on page 32, but perhaps we can connect all the dots that are going to come with the release of everything and be able to say, well, it could only be this person, that person, or this person. And you continue to investigate and try and figure it out. Back to Marjorie Taylor Greene. She went on, I don't know, is Bowling? I feel like Bowling, was he a Fox guy? I think this guy might have been a Fox guy who now, I don't know if he's still on Fox or if he's doing the Bulwark. Is this like I think he's doing a podcast. I think he's doing his own AOA thing. So Marjorie Taylor Greene goes on with Bowling. I mean, he's sitting there like looking like a podcaster, so I think it's a podcast. And they have an interesting conversation together because, again, I mean, you're talking about Republicans here. Bowling is a Republican. He was on Fox. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Republican. Take a listen to this 1:38 clip. Thanks to @Bulwark Online. Boy, I hate my name less and less every time we read one of these other places' names. That's really bad. Anthony on Air is not great. Bulwark, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Anyway, Bowling and Bulwark. Thank you, people, for the clip. Take a listen to this. It's super important. Listen to the way Marjorie Taylor Greene approaches this here. Take a listen.
Today, he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out and they were saying, we're not a hoax.
So again, just to give you the timeline, this is, all right, easy, Marjorie. Just to give you the timeline, this is after they've had their press conference on the Hill, after Trump was asked in the White House about it, after the administration was asked about Massie putting the bill on, and they responded by saying, you know, this would be treated as a hostile act. So this is after all of that, Marjorie Taylor Greene on Bowling, and she's basically setting the record straight, saying that this is not a hoax.
Today, he called it a hoax while these women were speaking out, and they were saying, we're not a hoax, we're human beings. And I think we need to see something turn around there.
Yeah,
and I'll say this, Eric.
He can prove it's a hoax by releasing it. Let us decide if it's a hoax or not. I mean, I love everything they're doing. I'm MAGA through and through.
Well, I just want to finish up on one thing.
Yeah.
It's not a hoax because Jeffrey Epstein is a convicted pedophile. That takes away the whole hoax things. It's not a hoax. It's not a lie. And on that note, Eric, every Republican should be able to sign on to this. And that's the real hoax, that they're afraid to sign on to it because somebody who is a real coward from one of the Trump admin officials came out and called this a hostile act against the Trump administration. I take very big offense to that because I put my life and my fortune on the line fighting to get that man elected. And whoever said that has their job because of people like me that fought all the horrible Republicans that stabbed him in the back after January 6th. And I was one of those that fought on the front lines and said, no, he is the leader of our party. He is the president, and we're going to make him president again. Well, that coward attacked me and attacked anybody else and called it a hostile act. The hostile act was Jeffrey Epstein raping 14-year-old girls. That was the hostile act, and it's not a hoax.
Well said. I mean, listen, it's well said on her part. I wish she would have went further and been like, also Trump is responsible. Like it's so funny. You see people and how they react to things. And she's like, well, whoever that administration official was who called it a hostile, like she really revved up for that. But she wasn't as excited to be like, Trump should stop calling this a hoax. I mean, she said it's not a hoax, but that's different than her calling out Trump and being like, hey, you should stop calling this a hoax. Those are two different things. So I appreciate her standing up here, but at the same time, like, don't just take it 90% of the way. Like, go all the way. Call your president out. Tell him he's doing a shitty job with this. And even the other guy before that he goes, I love everything they're doing, but put it all out there. Let us figure it out for ourselves. This guy, and he goes, put it all out there. Let us figure it out for ourselves. Like, he's not wrong. That's the way it should be done. Put it all out. Let us deal with it ourselves. Let us be the judge. Let the people decide. I've heard that before. Somewhere around 1775, 1776, around there. That was like a big thing of ours, I think. Let the people decide. We'll decide. It's okay, right, people, Republicans. It's okay to be like, hey, this is bad. He's handling this poorly. Nobody's going to think like you're a traitor. I mean, he'll think it, but if enough of you do it, change will happen. So also, what is the deal? This guy's wearing a long sleeve, like he's basically, I feel like this guy's Bizarro Anthony. Facial hair, the thing. Also, does he have facial hair on his chin? Is he doing the whole Revolutionary War person thing where there's no facial hair on what is that? I just saw a clip of Ari Shaffir. Ari Shaffir is like a famous controversial comedian. I'm a big fan of his. I think he's very, very bright and funny, but he's got like a full beard going and he has shaved this hair, like essentially the complete opposite of me. He shaved this hair. You'll look like a Confederate general when you walk around like that. I don't know how to help people more to be like, that's not. We all agree that the Hitler mustache is not a thing. Second place to that, as far as facial hair goes, is the let me grow a beard everywhere except for like directly on my chin thing. Not a good look. Not a good look. But aside from that, I don't care for this guy right here with the facial hair, and he's got a whole coif. Like, I feel like he's stealing my shtick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's same microphone, long sleeve shirt, facial hair. The only difference is he can't get away from that stupid, why do people do that stupid cable news fake city picture in the background? It's not 1987, asshole. Just get a fucking natural background. Okay. And also, I'll tell you something else too. Enough with the bookshelves. All right. Enough. Everybody like, oh, look at my bookshelf. Everybody had a fucking bookshelf during the goddamn pandemic. I got sick of that too. Just get a regular fucking background. It's not hard. Get a regular background. Just look at Frank. He's got his little coats thing. There's a wall. He's done. Brilliant. Perfect. We don't need a fucking fake city or an American flag. Ugh, can't take it. Thanks, Christina. I appreciate you defending me there that he's copying. It's clearly copying. It's clearly they're stealing. Everybody just takes my, listen, podcasting is more than just being a beautiful face and having a microphone. Okay. Let me just put that out there for everybody. Did somebody ask where did Cuddles go? I don't know where Cuddles went. I was surprised Cuddles even showed up at all at the beginning. I think she's gone. Let's recognize Bird, though, 41 months member of the AOA Army. Appreciate that. Proud AOA hole. Bird right there for 41 months. That's amazing. I feel like Bird and Miss Justice and Robin have all been around that. Usually, like they're within like a show of each other. They get that little thing comes up that they've been a member for a really long time. Paul's apparently killing it in the chat. I'm sorry, I've been so consumed with playing the clips and everything. I've been missing the chat. If you have any really funny stuff, just run it back right now. I'll look at it now. I'll read it out now. But the chat is in the corner of the show there, so everybody can catch all the brilliance of the live chat without having to have idiot here have to put it up on the main spot. So thanks, Paul, for keeping everybody laughing, and everybody else has been contributing to the chat. There's Robin there. Everybody's here. Miss Justice is here. Okay, appreciate you guys as always. Well, listen, I would never call that out, Miss Justice. You don't even have to be a member. You are a proud, what do they call it? Moderator. You can't even get that level as a member. You can't even get to moderator there. So thank you, Miss Justice. You've put in enough time. You've served your country. You've served your podcast with utter distinction. Anyway, this guy with his bullshit got me all off kilter. Trying to see if I have another clip for everybody. I think that's it. I think that's a majority of the clips. I'm curious to see where we go from here. Again, I never want to oversell to you, and when something like massive happens, it takes a while to see what the impact will be. I was running around 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. We're back into cheerleading and school pickups and all this stuff. So I kind of missed the afternoon a little bit on where we were at, but I would love to know what the coverage of this event was today on those 6 and 7 o'clock news shows, what it was like on cable news. I know that I saw a criticism of Fox because everybody went to it live except for Fox. Now, I don't know if Fox went to it eventually to cover. If they ignore this altogether, that would just be, I can't imagine that happened. I just can't imagine that happened. But I'll put it this way. If we're sitting here 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now or 2 years from now with every last Epstein file, I can't help but think what those brave young women did today on Capitol Hill is the reason. I don't know. Listen, Frank and I, we've talked about this. If you watch our last few episodes, we've opined about how we've been discussing Jeffrey Epstein for the better part of 5 years on this show. Again, go to our YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search Anthony on Air, and then go to our playlists. You'll go to the playlist with Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. We have hundreds of videos on this topic. Hundreds. And we're at the point in our old age, in our old podcasting age, where we're bitter. And we're like, we're never going to see this. We're never going to see this list. Throughout all of this stuff, my conclusion was it's never gonna happen. Even though it was brought back up again. And at every step of the way, Kash Patel on Rogan, Donald Trump first saying it was all of this stuff. I'm like, it's never gonna happen. Today's the first day where I'm kind of like, well, maybe. It's given me a bit of optimism. Again, you know, I look back at those little moments during civil rights that became things that went into school textbooks and people are talking about for years and years to come. We all learned about Rosa Parks. We all learned about, you know, what's his name going over the bridge and Malcolm X's speech. Like it's a part of culture. It's a part of our education system. It's a part of our history. Did we see that today? Did we see another one of those moments today? You know, again, I can't help but think maybe it's the optimist in me. I don't know, but it's like if the little guy wins and we do go after the people that were responsible for protecting Epstein and all his friends, I can't help but think it's because of what these young women did today. Credit Ro Khanna, credit Thomas Massie. It's huge. It's a big deal when somebody in some position of power recognizes the movement and gets on board. But those women standing out there answering those questions and saying, we'll make our own list. I don't know. It feels monumental. And I don't know if I'm going to be regretting this conversation in a week or so to come. I don't know if I'm going to be like, boy, I misjudged that one. Hey, listen, it wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time I made that mistake. But I can't help but think we saw something rather extraordinary today in history making. And if we're ever sitting here discussing all of the information that is available for Epstein, it'll be because of today. It'll be because of what those young women did. It's truly amazing. It's amazing. So, feels weird to come back on a one topic episode, but it was, again, it feels like this is a bigger one. This is a bigger one than what we've had in quite some time. Again, if you looked at what we were doing before vacation, Ghislaine getting moved, Ghislaine, you know, all this stuff happening, Trump squashing everything, it wasn't trending in the right direction. That's fucking hilarious. Robin is so fucking funny. That's hilarious. Because that's literally what all the redacted file, like, it's just these huge black bars everywhere. That is so fucking funny. I can't even take it. I can't. That's brilliant. Brilliant. I'm sad that we missed a lot of Paul's brilliant lines earlier, but it feels like you're making up for it, Robin, with that little line right there. Anyway, again, this wasn't the show that we had envisioned. I have been like stockpiling stuff to talk about as we came back. And then I even like yesterday and this morning started to get back into some of the topics and things. And then when this all happened, I was like, we just got to scrap everything and go with this. This is the first show back. And then Frank texted me. He's like, he's like, I hate to do this, but I'm really not feeling that good. I'm like, you know what? It's better. We've got just all this stuff to communicate to people, and then we'll get back to entertaining them a little bit more. Whole point of this podcast is to entertain and inform. Today was more of an informative one than an entertaining one, for sure. But we'll get back to that balance hopefully on Friday. Hopefully Frank is okay. It's weird, but right now in New York, we're seeing I don't have numbers to back this up, just going on feel. We're seeing a real big COVID thing right now. It's kind of weird. It's like when I got off of the cruise, which I can't wait to share all vacation stories with you guys. We got out of the cruise and we were part of like this cruise message board thing. And it was a Facebook group. And immediately the day we left, like we were still going on the group just to kind of like catch up with everybody. And everybody was like, oh, I have COVID. Oh, I have flu A. Oh, I have flu B. You know, I have this, I have that. I don't feel good. Anybody else not feel good? And my mom was like, you know, because I haven't been on a cruise in like 30 years. So practically a cruise virgin again. My wife hadn't been on a cruise in a while, so this was really like our first cruise, going on like this major cruise. And my mom was like, trust me, you guys are going to be sick. Like, she's like, you're probably not going to feel that great when you get off the boat. And she was 100% right. And so I literally just getting over COVID. And now Frank's not feeling good. And there's like 10 other people I know that have like gone under the weather and everything. Oh, look, see, I said Robin it's always right around the same time. Boom, there it is. It's so crazy how this happens. You guys don't do that, right? It's the membership thing automatically does it. It's not like you guys choose when to share that, right? I'm pretty sure that it's just a random thing whenever you write something. So there's Robin. Robin and Bird are always super together. I think there's other people that have been up there in members. But out of our vocal members, you guys are like the oldest ones. You guys have been in it for like the longest amount of time. It's so great to see that. I appreciate that so much. So I wasn't surprised when Frankie was like, oh, I'm not feeling that good. I'm like, good, rest up. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's not COVID. Because I'll tell you this, I got it. I don't know if I got it on the cruise or if I got it when I came back from the cruise. It's still kind of up in the air. It's like either I got it on the cruise from my family, like my son and my wife got it first and then I got it, or I got it when I got back here and none of them have gotten it, because I took a Thursday night, I started feeling like absolute garbage. And then Friday morning I took a test and I was positive, and the whole family took a test and I was the only one who was positive. So I don't know what to make of that. And again, my wife was like a little sick when we got right off the boat. My son was sick the last day. You started to hear him be congested and everything. So I don't know if it was just whipping around the cruise or what it was, but and then it's like you go on Facebook and you see all people who live around you and they're all complaining about it. So that's like where this comes from, that it's kind of like ripping through our area. So I don't know if there's like major stories about that right now, but it feels like it's the time. It wasn't a bad one, although this is my 4th or 5th time with it. This time has been like I slept the whole time. Like I got up on Saturday, I ate breakfast, I was like reading a book, and then it was like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and I said to Cuddles, I was like, I have to go take a nap. I'm like, I'm fucking exhausted. And I took a big nap in the afternoon. So I slept and slept and slept. So I don't know if that's what Frankie's going through. I don't know if anybody else out there. I mean, everybody's so spread out who listens and watches this show. I don't know if you guys are seeing it too. Cruises are petri dishes. Yeah. They really, really are. Look at Bird. The school year germs have already hit my household. Yeah, in New York, we literally, first day of school was yesterday. Today was day 2. I know Florida and other parts of the country, you guys all go back a little bit earlier at different times, you know. Wait, hold on. Donna says I'm the most boring hearse she's ever heard. Donna, don't leave yet. I want you to stick around, because if you wait just another second or two, Miss Justice, Bird, or Robin will be sure to ban you. Thank you. There it is. Miss Justice got on it. See, thank you. Perfect. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, everybody. How is this boring? I know I'm recapping a little vacation personal stuff. I think I put in a solid 48 minutes of great information on this episode. So Donna definitely needs a cuck chair. Donna can definitely go fuck herself. Getting tired of people. So anyway, to wrap it up, not to bore Donna, God forbid, we've got so much to share. And not just personal, vacation stories, which best vacation of my life. Best vacation of my life. I can't wait to share the details with you. Some of you guys saw some of the details, actually. We put some stuff in the members only area. One thing we put in the members only area is so goddamn unbelievable. Like, I can't even tell you about it. You won't fucking believe it. You got to be a member to see it for yourself. It was literally unbelievable. It was pre-cruise. But anyway, best vacation ever. Meghan Markle's season 2 is completely fucking tanking. We're going to talk about that. Erin, oh my God, Erin C put up huge numbers on her true crime podcast that she did while we were away. It was so fucking great to see. Feedback on it from everybody was that it was unbelievable. Again, I'm just going by numbers. That was it was unbelievable to see. I didn't watch the entire episode. I'm going to catch up. Again, I got back. We were running around, and I got sick. It was like a whole thing. Look at Paul. Paul is fucking Paul. Paul has a sixth sense for me. Paul and me, much to Paul's chagrin, we're on the same wavelength, my friend. You and me, brother. We are. You don't even know how close you are to me. But anyway, Erin, she killed it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I just saw like a little clip of it. I could have used less Frank, if we're going to be totally frank. Could have used less Frank and more Erin. But besides that, it looked like it was good. And then there's just like a whole bunch of shit that happened in the world that we got to catch up on. So we'll do all that for sure on Friday. Hopefully Frankie C will be back with us. Hopefully we'll get to catch up with the great Jay Sabs, who is also out on vacation. Jay Sabs and I said the same thing when we came back from our vacations that my wife told me about later on. We'll have to talk about that on the show. So that's it. That's kind of the state of where we are. So happy to be back. Nobody said the word cuck to me in like 25 days that we were gone. So it was so nice to see all the cuck remarks in the chat this evening. Thanks everybody for that. It's so great that Donna is gone and we'll never have to deal with her stupid ass ever again. And I want to hear from you guys too and what you guys were doing while I was gone. What'd you guys do? Other than I know you've been crushing it on Wordle on the Discord. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Like the Wordle streak on Discord is like all time. It's through the roof. So I'm so proud of you guys for that. All right. Catch up with you guys more on Friday. Thanks so much for hanging.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.